The royal world has exploded, and at the very center of this firestorm is none other than Meghan Markle. The truth, the kind that shakes foundations and fractures reputations, is finally out. Tom Bower, the infamous biographer who carved his legacy with the devastating tell-all Revenge, is back, and this time, he's armed with Betrayal. And Meghan? She is absolutely furious. The way she's reacting isn't just anger, it's a volcanic eruption of fury, the kind that only someone cornered by years of secrets could exhibit. This isn't a simple PR headache. This is a disaster in high definition, a spectacle that's unraveling before the world's eyes. The book hit the market on March 26th, but even before the official release, leaked excerpts were enough to send Meghan and Harry into a defensive frenzy. The stakes are enormous, the exposure unavoidable, and the fallout, well, that's just beginning. Bower's revelations have touched nerves, but Meghan's reaction has arguably magnified the shockwave, creating a media frenzy that no palace aide could have predicted.
He has made a career out of constructing ever more elaborate theories about people he does not know and has never met. Those interested in facts will look elsewhere. Those seeking deranged conspiracy and melodrama know exactly where to find him.
Almost immediately, Meghan and Harry went on the offensive, calling the book a deranged conspiracy, melodramatic, and, essentially, fiction masquerading as fact. Their statement didn't just discredit Bower, it painted him as obsessively fixated, constructing intricate theories about people he has never personally known. It was a scathing preemptive strike, a full-court press of deflection. Yet, in the age of social media and 24-hour news cycles, this kind of aggression often backfires, and observers quickly noted that the very fury meant to diminish the book's credibility had only amplified interest. Every tweet, every public statement, every subtle dig created a cascade of curiosity that frankly Meghan may have wanted to avoid. Advising the public to look elsewhere for facts might have been intended as a shield, but it instead acted as a magnet, drawing eyes and speculation straight to Bower's claims.
They're scared of Tom Bower. They're scared of what he's going to report because they know it's true. They know there's truth to it. If it's just deranged and crazy and fixation and whatever, then just ignore it. The truth will bear out. Generally, people will ignore what they seem as or deem as sort of on a crazy end of the spectrum. But that's not what Tom Bower is doing. Tom Bower is being a journalist here and reporting the facts. And the facts terrify Meghan Markle especially. She can't deal with them. She has to live in her delusional fantasy, and she hates anybody who tries to.
And all the claims. According to Betrayal, financial struggles, social isolation, and relentless self-promotion have plagued Harry and Meghan since stepping away from royal duties. Picture it, a couple who left the palace for freedom, only to face the brutal reality that freedom comes at a cost.
Yikes! Harry's cash crisis. He is flat broke, and this programme has been told that as the money runs out and runs out fast, Meghan will, and I quote, be looking to replace Harry with a US billionaire. You heard me right. Meghan Markle is going to dump Harry and replace him with a US entrepreneur worth billions.
Bower alleges that Harry's coffers are running dry, and Meghan, he claims, is now scheming, looking for a U.S. billionaire to replace her prince should the money truly run out. Yes, the audacity of the allegation is enough to make any royal watcher's jaw drop. Deals with Netflix and Spotify, once hailed as financial salvation, are painted as underperforming ventures. Podcasts canceled, lifestyle shows floundering, charitable donations declining. Bower constructs a narrative of a couple swimming in the shallow end of financial and public scrutiny while their expenses, particularly astronomical security costs, climb. Bower doesn't stop there. He targets Meghan's influence over Harry, suggesting her ambition has transformed him into someone distant, embattled, and embroiled in public conflicts that the family never anticipated. Queen Camilla allegedly confided that Harry has been brainwashed, manipulated, molded by Meghan into a man unrecognizable from the fun-loving royal he once was. Suddenly, the story becomes about power, control, and psychological influence within the Sussex household. The public is left wondering, is Harry truly acting of his own volition, or is he following a carefully guided script? The whispers, the insinuations, the unspoken tensions, they're all there in the pages of Betrayal. And in every public reaction Meghan and Harry attempt attempt to stage. Then comes the spectacle. Public appearances, charity work, and even moments of genuine tragedy like Meghan's visit to Uvalde are scrutinized. Bauer questions motives, suggesting that image has overtaken impact, that media optics have become a currency more valuable than genuine engagement. The Invictus Games, once a sanctuary for injured veterans, are allegedly transformed into a platform for Meghan's visibility, with Canadian executives reportedly lamenting the focus on glitz over grit. The term Meghan Games circulates among insiders, a damning label for a series originally designed to celebrate resilience but now perhaps hijacked for personal branding. Even attendance, manipulated for visual appeal, and dubious claims about athlete injuries are laid bare. Each detail, each orchestrated moment is painted as a thread in a larger, calculated tapestry. And yet, the legal silence is deafening. Where once Meghan's legal team would pounce, here there is hesitation. No lawsuits, no cease and desist, no public condemnation beyond statements. Experts suggest that Bauer's meticulous research, insider interviews, and cross-reference sources make legal retaliation risky, potentially backfiring by validating the book's reach and boosting sales. In an ironic twist, silence becomes a statement, and the very fury intended to defend the Sussexes may have inadvertently confirmed parts of Bauer's narrative. The public watches, rapt as the drama unfolds, and the tension lingers like a storm cloud threatening to break. Will Meghan take action, or will she continue to navigate this minefield with words alone? Every reaction, every omission, every public note is dissected. The story is far from over, and every gaze remains fixed on the Sussexes, waiting for the next move. As the story spirals further, the spotlight zeroes in on Meghan Markle's public appearances and the meticulous choreography of image versus impact. Bauer spares no detail, dissecting the Invictus Games and painting a picture that many insiders whisper about, but few dare to confirm aloud. According to his account, the 2025 Canadian event, intended as a celebration of injured veterans' resilience, was overshadowed by Meghan's presence, with attention skewed from the athlete's achievements to her every move, every outfit, every carefully curated moment. Reports allegedly claim that organizers manipulated attendance, corralling around 100 people strategically for photo ops, while actual paying spectators at certain events numbered as few as 43. The spectacle was crafted, orchestrated, and allegedly manipulated, a stage for Meghan that some critics have unflinchingly dubbed the Meghan Games. This level of scrutiny, this alleged prioritization of optics over genuine impact, fuels the narrative that Bauer builds so insistently, that the Sussexes, once symbols of service, are now architects of self-promotion, masters of media manipulation, and arbiters of a public image carefully engineered to their benefit. The claims get darker still. Bauer questions the legitimacy of some athletes' injuries, specifically during wheelchair basketball matches, suggesting that certain American competitors, though professionally trained and allegedly suffering PTSD, appeared to have no visible injuries after matches, wheeling themselves into private areas and walking away unharmed. These assertions naturally have sparked outrage from officials and representatives defending the athletes, calling Bauer's statements inaccurate, disrespectful, and misleading. Yet, even amid the fury and the public denials, the damage is done. The optics are volatile, the narrative potent, and the conversation unstoppable. Meghan's attempts to position herself as an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and a figure of influence are dissected through this lens, leaving the public to question, where does advocacy end and personal branding begin? Every photo, every Instagram post, every carefully staged public smile becomes a potential clue in Bauer's narrative, and Meghan's vehement denials only add layers of intrigue. Financial strain, social isolation, and the shadow of public scrutiny converge to create a storm that the Sussexes cannot simply walk away from. Bauer alleges that deals once hailed as golden, Netflix, Spotify, podcasts, and lifestyle shows, have not delivered the promised financial security, leaving the couple in a precarious position while maintaining a lavish lifestyle and enduring staggering security costs. Every financial misstep, every underperforming project, every social media post highlighting entrepreneurial ventures feeds the narrative that Meghan and Harry are navigating a reality far more complicated than the public perceives. The question lingers: is Meghan manipulating circumstances, or are circumstances manipulating Meghan? And where does Harry fit in this evolving, combustible story? Queen Camilla's alleged remarks about brainwashing further intensify the debate, with the public split between sympathy for Harry and skepticism toward Meghan's influence. The tension is electric, palpable, and impossible to ignore. Amid all this, the legal silence is deafening yet revealing. In past instances, Meghan's legal team acted with precision and speed, targeting publications or reports that challenge their narrative, but here, Bauer's book remains unchallenged in court. Legal experts suggest that the depth of his research, combined with corroborating sources, makes litigation risky, potentially validating the book's claims while driving sales higher. It is a strategic paradox: attack and risk exposure, or remain silent and risk perception. Meghan and Harry's choice of restraint, or perhaps calculation, adds yet another layer to the intrigue, leaving commentators and gossip watchers speculating endlessly. Every interview, every statement, every omission is analyzed for meaning, intent, and implication. In the final analysis, the Betrayal saga is far from a simple royal controversy. It's a carefully spun drama of ambition, influence, media optics, and human fallibility, with Meghan Markle at its very epicenter. Her fury, her denials, her carefully managed public image, and the alleged manipulation of events and attention all coalesce into a narrative that is as explosive as it is complicated. The public watches, captivated, as secrets, suspicions, and subtle truths are unveiled, leaving an indelible mark on the Sussex story. The tension remains unresolved, like a storm hovering just beyond the horizon, promising more revelations, more confrontations, and more questions than answers. Bauer has written the book, Meghan has reacted, and the world waits with bated breath for the next twist, the next revelation, the next moment that will redefine perception, power, and public scrutiny. In the realm of royalty, celebrity, and obsession, this story is only just beginning, and every moment feels like a ticking clock, counting down to yet another shock, another reveal, another betrayal that will leave the world reeling.